The top 10 best luxury sedans in the world for 2025. Number 10. The 2025 Mercedes-AMG S63E Performance. A velvet sledgehammer, the S63 blends boardroom hush with launch control violence. Its P3 plug-in hybrid stacks a handcrafted 4-liter bit-turbo V8 with a rear-axle e-motor for 791 horsepower and 1,055 pound-feet of torque sent to all four wheels through AMG's MCT 9-speed. Car and driver clocked it at a ridiculous 2.6 seconds to 60 miles an hour, quicker than many supercars wearing half the sheet metal. The secret sauce sits out back. The electric drive unit integrates the e-motor, an electronically controlled limited slip diff, and a 2-speed gearbox, so you get the instant shove off the line and sustained pull as speeds climb. Rear-wheel steering helps this 210-inch limo pivot like something smaller, keeping the swagger tidy on tight city blocks. Inside, it's a rolling lounge with bite, M-Bucks screens, massaging thrones, and available Burmester high-end 4D audio that turns bass into a ripple you feel in the seatbacks. Drive modes let you creep silently on electrons for short hops, then unleash the full hybrid punch when the road opens. Price reality: 2025 models start at $187,350 before options. Silence when you want it, savagery when you don't. This is only number 10. If electrified muscle surprised you, wait until the top 5 start throwing haymakers. Keep watching. The number 1 sedan literally shifts using satellites that read the road ahead. Yes, really. Number 9. The 2025 BMW i7. A private cinema on wheels with hush, the i7 swaps V12 pomp for clean thrust and outrageous tech. Choose from 3 tunes: the rear drive eDrive 50, dual motor xDrive 60, or the wild M70 xDrive with 650 horsepower and 749 pound-feet of torque. Range: up to an EPA-rated 314 miles on the eDrive 50, 311 on the xDrive 60, and 268 to 285 on the M70. DC fast charging tops out near 195 kilowatts with preconditioning for quicker stops. The cabin is where jaws drop. An available 31.3-inch theater screen folds from the headliner with Amazon Fire TV and 5G. Rear door touchscreens dim the blinds and cue movie night, while a Bauer & Wilkins audio system turns bass into sculpture. Up front, the curved display pairs with a crystal interaction bar and power opening doors. Press a button and they glide. On the road, it's eerie quiet, composed. The xDrive 60 punches to 60 miles an hour in the mid-4-second range. The M70 in the mid-3-second range, yet ride composure stays calm on air springs. Rear-wheel steering helps it shrink in tight streets. Pricing starts at $105,700 for the eDrive 50, $124,200 for the xDrive 60, and $168,500 for the M70. Proof that silence can be spectacular. Plug and charge works at Electrify America and Shell recharge stations. Number 8. The 2025 Audi RS7 Performance by Mansory. Mansory takes Audi's 621 horsepower RS7 Performance and turns it into a carbon-clad street missile. The donor car's 4-liter twin-turbo V8, 8-speed Tiptronic, and Quattro baseline are unchanged, but Mansory's staged upgrades rewrite the plot. Stage 2 adds bigger turbos, high-flow filters, downpipes, and exhaust, lifting output to 780 horsepower and 1,000 Nm with a 320 km/h Vmax. Stage 3 targets 4 digits, up to 1,000 horsepower and 1,250 Nm, depending on customer spec. The body isn't shy. In-house carbon add-ons, splitters, skirts, vents, rear diffuser, and spoiler sharpen the RS7's fast backlines. Wheels, interior leatherwork, and trim are tailored to taste, from subtle soft kit to full wide body presence. Mansory quotes 0 to 100 km an hour as quick as around 3 seconds with the 780 horsepower setup, putting supercar heat in a 5-door. Daily use tech remains pure Audi. Air suspension, rear steer, big brakes, and a cabin with dual MMI touchscreens, virtual cockpit, and Bang & Olufsen audio, an easy split between commute and weekend mayhem. The math? A 2025 RS7 Performance starts at around $128,600 before options. Mansory conversion prices varies by commission and is listed ex-works. For most buyers, if you want the stealthiest warp drive, this is the outrageous button to press. If builds like this are your lane, tap subscribe. We break down specs, price reality, and real-world picks every week. Number 7. The 2025 BMW M8 Competition Grand Coupe. BMW's four-door sledgehammer wears a tux. Beneath the carbon roof sits a 4.4-liter twin-turbo V8 with 617 horsepower and 553 pound-feet of torque, routed through an 8-speed M-Steptronic to MX drive. Toggle between 4-wheel drive sport, or 2-wheel drive, and it morphs from grip monster to smoky showman. BMW quotes 0 to 60 in 3 seconds and a 155 mile-an-hour top speed, or 190 miles an hour with the M driver's package. Hardware keeps the drama tidy. An active M differential, adaptive M suspension, and standard 6-piston M compound brakes, gold caliper carbon ceramics optional. The stance is purpose-built. 20-inch M wheels, big intakes, and a standard carbon roof. Inside, it's part cockpit, part lounge. Live cockpit professional with a 12.3-inch central display, M head-up display, and track mode being the serious stuff. Merino leather, Alcantara headliner, ambient lighting, and Harman Kardon audio set the mood. Driver assist runs from frontal collision warning to the available driving assistance professional for easier highway miles. Price reality check. The 2025 M8 Competition Grand Coupe starts from $140,000 MSRP. Typical builds pass $150K with carbon ceramics, special paints, and executive niceties. A grand touring cruise missile that chauffeurs at 8 a.m. and chases lap times by noon. Number 6. The 2025 Porsche Panamera Turbo SE Hybrid. A limousine with launch control manners, the Turbo SE Hybrid turns plug-in theory into warp-speed reality. Its 4-liter twin-turbo V8 teams with a 187 horsepower e-motor for a combined 771 horsepower and 737 pound-feet of torque, routed through an 8-speed PDK and all-wheel drive. Porsche quotes 0 to 60 in 2.8 seconds and 202 miles an hour. Car and Driver estimates 2.7 to 60. An 11 kilowatt onboard charger feeds a 25.9 kilowatt battery. And there's a true electric mode that can cruise up to 87 miles an hour when the morning's calm. The chassis is sorcery. Standard Porsche Active Ride keeps roll, pitch, and dive eerily flat, while PCCB carbon ceramic brakes, rear axle steering, and center lock 21s make 2 tons feel telepathic. The result isn't just numbers. In June 2025, the Turbo SE Hybrid set a Road Atlanta production sedan lap record. That's the kind of headline you feel in your sternum. Inside, it's a tech salon. The latest PCM with passenger display, massage thrones, and Burmester 3D audio, all trimmed with turbinite cues that signify turbo royalty without shouting. Base price starts at $228,495 before the options catalog does its dangerous magic. Everyday EV commuting, supercar sprints on demand, that's the Panamera's new party trick. Level 2 charging replenishes the pack in around 3 hours. Number 5. The 2025 Mercedes-Maybach S-Class. Built to hush a city block, the Maybach stretches the S-Class into a lounge on wheels. Its wheelbase is 133.7 inches, 7 longer than the regular S-Class LWB. Two-tone manufacturer paint, power closing doors, and a chrome-bladed grille signal quiet authority. Pick your propulsion. The S580's 4-liter bit-turbo V8 with 48-volt assist makes 496 horsepower and 516 pound-feet of torque. The S680's handcrafted 6-liter twin-turbo V12 delivers 621 horsepower and 664 pound-feet. Factory figures peg 0 to 60 at about 4.7 seconds for the S580 and as quick as 4.3 in the S680. Both use a 9-speed automatic and 4MATIC. Airmatic with Maybach mode isolates bumps like whispered punctuation en route. Rear quarters are the show. Executive rear seat packages add calf rests, heated armrests and necks, folding tables, and twin 11.6-inch displays with an MBUX rear tablet. Burmester high-end 4D audio builds bass through seat resonators, layering Dolby Atmos and Apple Spatial Audio over the silence. Price reality, 2025 models start at around $204,650. Real-world listings place S580s near $211,000 and S680s around $295K before bespoke paint and rear cabin toys. Serenity isn't cheap, but this sedan turns every commute into a soft-spoken ceremony. If you had to daily one of the first 5, which keys are you taking, and why? Comfort, tech, or raw pace? Number 4. The 2025 Mercedes-AMG GT 63 SE Performance by Larta Design. Start with the factory monster, a plug-in hybrid 4-door that pairs AMG's 4-liter bit-turbo V8 with a 150-kilowatt rear e-motor for a combined 831 horsepower and 1,032 pound-feet of torque, routed through the AMG SpeedShift MCT 9-speed and Performance 4MATIC Plus. Mercedes quote 0 to 60 miles an hour in 2.8 seconds, aided by active rear axle steering, AMG Ride Control Plus, and available carbon ceramic stoppers. The F1-inspired 6.1 kilowatt-hour battery feeds short, violent bursts that turn freeway gaps into punchlines. Larta Design supplies the drama. Its signature kit layers carbon pieces, sculpted hood, front bumper trims, side sills, mirror caps, diffuser, trunk spoiler, and forged wheels to sharpen stance without disturbing factory mounting points. The result is a stealth bomber in formal wear. Quieter than a supercar when cruising, visually unmissable when parked in every shot. Specs include drift mode, race start, and an 11.8 cubic foot hatch, so it still swallows weekend bags and a camera rig without losing pace. Inside, you keep the GT's dual-screen cockpit and lounge fastback practicality. Outside, you gain presence that photographs like a concept car. US pricing for the AMG GT63 SE Performance 4-door sits around $200,500 MSRP. Larta's conversion is commission-based and quoted individually. Number 3. The 2025 Bentley Flying Spur Mulliner. A penthouse with launch control, the Mulliner's the flying spur at full glow-up. Bentley's ultra-performance hybrid pairs a twin-turbo 4-liter V8 with an e-motor and 25.9 kilowatt-hour battery for a combined 771 brake horsepower and 738 pound-feet of torque. Factory figures quote 0 to 60 miles an hour in 3.3 seconds and 177 miles an hour, plus up to 50 miles of electric-only driving WLTP. It can glide through neighborhoods in near silence. Chassis magic keeps the mass graceful. Bentley Performance Active chassis bring all-wheel steering, Bentley Dynamic Ride anti-roll control, and twin-valve dampers that widen the gap between comfort and sport. Mulliner details do the talking. A floating diamond grille and matching wing vents, self-leveling badges and exclusive 22-inch wheels, and a rising, illuminated flying bee set the tone. Open the door to animated welcome lamps, name for Bentley 2200-watt audio, Bang & Olufsen available, and wellness seating tech. Seat auto climate and postural adjust relieve fatigue. Pricing for a 2025 Flying Spur Mulliner starts at around $298,250, with real-world window stickers commonly north of $310K depending on paint, veneers, and rear cabin packages. If you want the hush of an executive lounge with the punch of a grand tourer, this is the sweet spot. Number 2. The 2025 Rolls-Royce Ghost. Silence as a power move. The Ghost Series 2 keeps its 6.75-liter twin-turbo V12 and swaps shouty drama for relentless surge. 563 horsepower and 627 pound-feet of torque feed an 8-speed with GPS-guided shifts and standard all-wheel drive. All-wheel steering and the planar suspension work with the flag-bearer road-scanning cameras to iron out camber changes before you feel them. The result is glide with steering accuracy, not float. Factory 0 to 60 claims sit around 4.6 seconds. Inside, the mood is theater, not tech for tech's sake. A starlit headliner, power-assisted coach doors, and Spirit. The new digital interface backed by the Whispers app sit alongside a bespoke audio system that turns the cabin into a private studio. Rear space grows further in the extended model, and Serenity-style seating can recline for long-haul calm. Prefer a darker edge? The Black Badge Ghost ups output to about 591 to 592 horsepower and 664 pound-feet of torque with recalibrated responses, while keeping the same magic carpet ride ethos. Pricing for the 2025 starts at $357,750 and can crest to $422,750 before bespoke paint, veneers, and rear suite packages. Many commissions land far above that, though. Quiet speed, incomparable presence, and a ride that feels like a punctuation mark after a long day. You made it! Now for the crown. Satellite-guided shifts, starlit skies overhead, and silence that feels unreal. Meet number 1. Number 1, the 2025 Rolls-Royce Phantom. The crown doesn't shout, it breathes. Phantom's 6.75-liter twin-turbo V12 wafts out 563 horsepower and 664 pound-feet of torque through an 8-speed satellite-aided transmission that reads the map ahead, so the right gear's waiting before you've asked. Rear axle steering and self-leveling air suspension turn mass into hush. Expect about 4.5 seconds to 60 in the standard car, then nothing but murmurs from the cabin. Its body rides on Rolls-Royce's architecture of luxury aluminum space frame, coach doors framing a lounge trimmed in veneers, lamb's wool, and near-silent rubber-insulated glass. Continental Silent Seal tires foam line the cavities to snip as much as 9 decimals of tire roar, stacking over an already vault-like shell. The theater is deliberately personal. The gallery stretches the dashboard in toughened glass to display commissioned artwork, while the Starlight headliner sprinkles programmable constellations across the roof. Cameras in the widescreen, Rolls-Royce call them flag bearer, scan the road to prime damping before a bump ever arrives. For 2025, each Phantom carries a discreet centenary plaque, a small nod to a long reign. Pricing starts at $533,150 or $613,150 for the Phantom Extended before bespoke commissions begin. It remains the sedan that converts speed into ceremony and miles into silence. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more.